Hello everyone, welcome back to WB Blacksmithing. Today I have an order to make. It is a railroad spike Tomahawk. For my tools, I'll be using this 1-inch round drift. It's actually a pretty long and large drift, but I use it for different stuff. It will happen to work well for this. We're going to try to get a small Tomahawk style eye. So it's going to be larger at the top, smaller at the bottom, so you can just slide your handle in. And I have this small slitting chisel. Instead of using a punch for this, since it's thin material, we're going to be using the chisel and splitting a part where we want our eye to be. That way we don't waste any material. Okay guys, I got a glove so I don't burn my hand while I'm punching this. Or slitting this, I guess you could say. And I'm going to make a fairly long cut. That way I don't have to actually stretch the material of the spike out. I'll just cut as long as I need to have enough to make the size eye that I want, if that makes sense. I don't want to make cheese. And while I'm slitting this to the rest of the way, there's not much to be explained during this process. But while I'm doing this, for the next couple of heats, I want to talk about the Damascus project that I was talking about in my last video. And I have started that, and I've recorded the process this up to the point that I'm at. It's going to be probably another week before I'm able to do that. Today I'm doing this because it's not that much work. It turns out I'm still feeling some effects of COVID. I'm not necessarily sick anymore, but it's definitely still kicking my butt a little bit. I felt tired and been coughing a little bit. That's not really a big issue or not even a big cause of discomfort or anything, but it's being tired and generally not feeling well definitely puts a bit of a damper on everything I'm trying to get done. I did forge my basic billet out and forged it into 3 bars. That's all I got done in the first couple hours. And then I ended up deciding I should go inside that day. And then I was basically just not doing anything for the next 2 days. And now I'm trying to do another bit of work today, which is what you're seeing right now. I did start building a light box for photographing my different products and stuff. All I need now is to pick up some good lights, because a light box doesn't really work without a good few light sources. So I need to pick up some different lamps and stuff to put on the outside of it, and it should work pretty good for me. And my new buffing machine came that I talked about in my last video. So I got that set up yesterday, since it was something easy that I could do. Now I had to bring one of my old workbenches in, set that up. But set that up, put the buffing wheel on and everything, and it should work pretty good for me. I'll be excited to use that once I get a nice knife made or something else. good practice to try to keep your chisel cool, even if it's not getting necessarily hot enough to deform it. It's nice to keep it cool. That way you don't have to press it as much in the long run. But yeah, basically, I've just been trying to take it easy and slow because I can definitely tell that my body's not able to get back to like what I normally do yet. It'll be nice when I'm able to, but I don't want to hurt my body in any way. Guess you gotta be careful with that type of thing. Tomorrow, I'm going to the Hazen Flea Market in Pennsylvania. It's in Hazen, PA, if the name didn't give it away, which it probably wouldn't give it away to most people that don't know all the weird towns in PA. I go there basically every year around my birthday to see if I can find anything good. So it just so happens that tomorrow, as of today, is the closest time that it's open to my birthday. My birthday's on June 6th. It's about a month early, but tomorrow just happens to be the best day for us to go. I haven't really done anything since I first got sick, like 3.5 weeks ago or whatever it was. This past Monday, it's Friday now. This past Monday was when my 14-day quarantine time was up, and I've gone to the Dollar Tree or in the post office to ship orders a couple times. But other than that, I haven't gone anywhere for quite a while. Normally I don't go anywhere anyways, but I guess knowing that you can't actually go anywhere even if you wanted to, it does kind of suck even for somebody that normally doesn't go anywhere. There we go, we got this all opened up now. There's a little bit of material in here that I want to trim out with the chisel. It's just from the nature of how we just split the material apart. There's a couple bits in there that need to be trimmed out. But that happens basically any time you slit steel like this. The good thing is we're not wasting much material at all. That's what we want. So we didn't take a super hot heat this time because we want to be able to shear this material out instead of having it just bend on us, and then we'll just be pushing it back and forth. That's no fun. You want to cut it, shear it off, and get it out of there. So it takes a bit of a lower temperature to do that efficiently and easily. And I definitely am taking everything a bit slower than I normally would. That's okay though. So there we go. And we wasted basically no material. These little tiny itsy bitsy pieces that you can probably barely see. Now we're going to start opening the eye. The first thing we're going to do to get that achieved is stand it up on end, the whole spike, and hammer on the tip while the head is standing right on top of the face. And it'll kind of open this up, that little bit of bend going on, but it'll open this up enough to get our drift in there. There we go, that should be enough. straighten the whole thing once the drift is in. Now we'll go get another heat. Okay. This out. Near the hardy hole. Put my drift in over the face. Now over the hardy hole. See how this drift is making this eye perfectly round because the drift is round. We're going to draw the cheeks out a bit, but not a whole lot, considering it's not a whole bunch of material to begin with. And that'll release off of the drift, the steel that we're forging. And then we'll drift from this side. We want the top, again, to be slightly larger in diameter than the bottom. That way the handle can slide in from the top and basically be friction fit, just like a Tomahawk eye is meant to be. Right now from the top, we'll drift. Got our tongs over there. Good. Release that. And we need to bend the head of the spike up a bit. It's down. We don't want it to be down. We want the whole thing to be straight in line with itself. Not any weird stuff going on. There is that. So now I'm going to do this. Hammer my Tomahawk onto the horn a little bit and use the horn to support the eye while I forge the cheeks out. Just a little bit. Get some shape into them. And have more steps area in contact with the handle when the axe is all done and handled. Now, go to the opposite side of the anvil, be able to forge the other cheek evenly. And sometimes it really is more convenient and practical to be able to go all around your anvil, use it from both sides, or even both sides and both ends. Sometimes it just makes sense, it's more convenient, and allows you to do things you wouldn't otherwise be able to do on your anvil. So now I have the 4 sections of the cheeks all evenly forged out, so I was able to come over here as well as work on it from there. Hopefully that makes sense. And since my anvil's horn, and pretty much no anvil's horn, is perfectly round, I'm putting my drift in here, even if it's slightly small now. Or actually, it's like perfectly fit to the drift, so it slides most of the way through. I'm going to use this to make my eye perfectly round again. Because right now it is not. So that should be enough for what I'm trying to do. We just needed to round that eye out again. Alrighty, going to try to start shimming my blade out. I have drawn on the anvil basically what he wanted. So I just pulled off my eye section to a black heat. I don't want it to get deformed while I'm doing this. So you know what, I just got a better idea. I'm going to heat this back up. I have a better idea to achieve what I'm trying to achieve here. So instead of trying to bend this pretty square over the anvil to get what he wants as far as blade geometry goes, I'm going to use the vise. And it's something I honestly forget that I have to use and make my job easier quite a bit, sadly. So that just made my job a whole heck of a lot easier than trying to do that efficiently and easily over the anvil. I always forget I have a nice vise to use for So now, hopefully this makes a little more sense. It's basically is starting to shape up and look like what he wanted. A bearded style railroad spike tomahawk. Gotta set the beard into itself a little bit to get the shape I want. Okay, so actually, now. Now we're going to do some final straightening here, basically. Okay guys, we're going to stick the eye into the vise, and we can use that to eyeball our edge perfectly perpendicular to the eye, which is what we want. Take it out and double check with a different pair of tongs so we can look at it. Sight down. Looks good. There we go. Since our blade is surely perpendicular to our eye, we can forge in some slight bevels here. I will eyeball it again. Looks pretty good. There we go. So there's our forged little railroad spike tomahawk. Now we'll go to the grinder. Alright, so now we're going to put this thing back in the fire one last time in order to do the heat treating. So we're going to harden the edge. Obviously it's a railroad spike, so it won't get as hard as a tool steel or something. But it helps a little bit. I'm going to be quenching in water. So now, edge quench here. Whenever I make things out of spikes that don't have any steel forge welded in, like if I made a sand my knife out of a spike, forge welded the steel in for the edge, I would temper. But for something that's 100% spike like this, I actually don't temper because it doesn't get hard or brittle enough to actually break. It just gets semi-tough with a quench like this. So this is all I'll do for it. And now it's all done, sharpened and everything, as you've seen. The final touch will be take this carbide burr thing in my drill and just put a slight radius on the underside and top side of the inside of the eye and just clean it up a little bit, because slitting that still isn't super clean, and it's a good idea to have a slight radius in eyes of tools anyways, just so there's no tearing at the wood. Now we just take our brush and brush the steel chips off. There you go. Simple as that. Takes a few seconds and definitely improves the quality of the eye quite a bit. So that is the finished railroad spike Tomahawk. It's actually the third one I've ever made. I haven't really ever messed with the idea that much. I made thousands of spike knives though. If that counts for anything. So I definitely use spikes a lot. I think they're a nice material for different projects. There's the spike head pole on my Tomahawk. It's nice and sharp. Not razor sharp. I don't want it to be so sharp if he brushes his skin up against it a little bit while making the handle, he gets a deep cut. But sharp enough for a little Tomahawk for sure. I like it. I'll be excited to see what he does for a handle. He's a hobbyist wood turner, so that'll be interesting. Thanks for watching and subscribing. Hopefully you guys like this one. Bye. Bonus clip for you guys. Here's the battle axe from the video before the last, all finished up. I ended up going with the more curved edge and the rounded cheeks instead of pointed cheeks, and a more square flat edge. So here it is finished. I didn't go with the pointed style cheeks because he wants to put a Tomahawk style eye in here. Like I said, he's a hobbyist wood turner guy, and I thought the points might dig in as the handle gets driven in or tightened in with use. I didn't want that to happen, so I figured the rounded ones would end up working out better. But he's gonna come pick them up sometime. Now I have his second axe done, and that's all he's ordered, so I'm gonna be getting rid of it soon. Just figured I should show you. I didn't show you guys in the video about it. So, again, thanks for watching. Bye.